what is happening in the sector of roads in Kampala, and we are here to make a report to you. Those of you who were here at the beginning of the year, specifically it was the 4th January, you can go back and cross-check. We assured you that this year is going to be a year of accountability. There were 3 issues we discussed. You remember that day. We told you it's going to be a year of accountability. And I also talked about issues to do with the FDC, and I said it was also going to be a thorny issue, and also the issue regarding management of our assets. And I hope we have been vindicated on that. So first and foremost, we want to give you a report of what we have been doing, what we have been studying, what we have been handling this year. Following that press conference, we took a number of actions in regards to the situation at that time. As a recap of what happened on that day, we did give you facts and figures that as we stand as a city right now, we have 2,110 kilometers of the road network in Kampala. But the paved section constitutes of 654 kilometers. We registered our concern and said that was quite appalling. At that time, we told you the number of interventions that had been made previously with the support from World Bank during the time of Jennifer, when Jennifer was here. We got lots of monies from World Bank. And we explained to you how that money had been utilized in a manner which was not acceptable to us. And we mentioned quite a number of roads. That included Acacia Avenue here, which took around 90 billion Uganda shillings. Ringi Road. We mentioned also Chitebi, Bunamwaya Rweza Road, which also took 94 billion Uganda shillings, as well as Rukurinanga under 70 billion, and a couple of others. What is fundamental, and that's the crux of the matter for today, we informed you that we have gotten now support, new arrangement, whereby the Africa Development Bank had advanced to us a total sum of 288 million US dollars, which at that time translated to 1 trillion. And we made a commitment that as policymakers, as the political leadership, we are going to leave no stone unturned in ensuring that that money is put to optimal use. We assured you, we assured the nation that we want to guarantee probity. We want to guarantee quality roads. And we want to guarantee delivery, timely delivery of the services in that particular sector. Where we stand today, what is the state of affairs? No, before I come to the state of affairs, we did inform you that we are determined to reach all the corners, all the nooks, knocking at the doors of all state agencies, including the Parliament, the IGG, Auditor General, and everywhere we could go. We lived up to that commitment. We prepared petitions. One of the petitions We took it to Parliament through the Office of the Leader of Opposition. It was read on the floor of Parliament. From the Auditor General, there was COSASE, which COSASE was presided over by the Honorable Joel Senyonyi, and also another one which was taken to the Committee on Infrastructure. We also put a similar petition to the office of the IGG. Madam Betty Kamya promised to establish a unit specifically to deal with the KCCA and shine a torch on illicit transactions going on here. Parliament went ahead to conduct a probe in these matters. It's on record that we appeared before these committees several times. I'm glad to report right now our efforts have not been in vain. I want to thank my colleagues here who have worked tirelessly, that our efforts may not have yielded the desired results, but at least we have registered some achievements out of that fight. And this is what I have to report to you first and foremost. The Honorable Senyonyi and the team presented this report June 23rd. June 23rd. It's unfortunate this report has not been given the coverage it deserves, because there are quite a number of laudable findings that were made here and directives that were made. Directives that were made. Of course, there were issues to do with $100 million US, that botched transaction for the purchase of 10 acres of land in Chisenyi, which we protested. 375 billion, rather 370 billion Uganda shillings. I'm glad to report that Parliament stopped that. And we saved the taxpayers' money to that tune of 370 billion. But that was beside the point. What I wanted to highlight in regards to the roads, they made a finding. Of course, before I come to the roads, it is also important to note that they also directed that we recover the land that was taken by Ntaganda Ephraim under very suspicious circumstances. Nkrumah dispensary here, that we should recover it. Now, regarding the roads, the committee observed that the figures as appropriated by management in regards to the unity cost, very unconscionable, unrealistic, way beyond what is reasonable, were unjustifiable. That was quite laudable. And this decision, of course, they directed that a special audit be conducted, and also the institution of KCCA should do everything possible to ensure that we revise what management had appropriated. And in this particular case, we embarked on that process. Since June, we started on the process of looking at these figures. We have been having second meetings, and where we stand today, the good news I'm bringing to you. Initially, they had talked of only 69 kilometers. Only 69 kilometers. And there were 5 lots. So from the struggles there, In the revisions that we made, we added another lot. We said, okay, please, we must add another lot on these roads. Then, on the list of the roads to be constructed from this facility, we added Chitezi Road, Chitezi Buwambo Road, Mugema Road, no, not Mugema Road, and a couple of other roads. But specifically, the main one is that particular road which stretches from Mpererwe going all the way to Buwambo in Wachiso district. That was an achievement we registered. 2, we have also recovered 250 billion Uganda shillings, which had been hitherto stashed away somewhere in inflated costs. You know, with the bidding process, there are reserve prices, we told you. For example, on in Lot 2, yes, it's Lot 2, a smoke screen, a facade of sorts, that something is happening. Hoodwinking Ugandans, nothing, there's nothing that they are doing. When the situation is moving from bad to worse. So that's the reason, as we wind up the year, we want to engage another year. This is the way we started the year. We want to end it on the same note. Before we go for Christmas, we want this money, the 250 billion, accounted for. It's on that note that this afternoon we have called for a crisis meeting. After this press conference, we have called for a second meeting. All these colleagues are not going anywhere. We are going back inside here. We want Rimbas and his team, because he's the one now championing this. We want Rimbas and his team to come here. Let me say this in Uganda. Bugenda kutwefuka one with the Rimbas and his team. If he messes around with this 250 billion, 250 billion, which we have forced him to cough out. We want this money to go towards the construction of the roads which are in a dire state. 2, we want SFC out of Kampala. SFC should go. Lieutenant Chikomeko, go back to the barracks. Muhoozi, who is roaming around the city, take back your men. They are just doing nothing. The best they can do is to go and handle our borders. DRC, South Sudan, wherever, those areas which are ravaged by insecurity, they should go there. That is their area of expertise. With the construction of roads, even mayor fixing all potholes, they cannot do it. Even in some of the areas you pass there where they have purported fixed those potholes, they have created mumps. Mumps. Are they called mumps? Amambruga. Things like this. Those patches they have created in the capital city, spending a lot of money. I thank you. Bidi tubadde tunyonyola bingi kati just summarizing twagala kunoonyereza ku ssente za nguudo zino. Tugenze mu bifo byonna ebyenjawulo nga we mbagambye mu Parliament, YGG nawa, era alipoota ya Parliament mugirabye eyafuluma mwezi ogw'omukaaga n'eraga nti ssente ezo zaali nnyingi ku buli nguudo ze baali bayinfulatinze. Ne tugamba nti mu myezi 6 tuddemu tukole audit. Auditor General akole audit, naffe tukole audit. Ffe ne tutandika audit eyaffe. Era audit eyo tuzze tugikola mu Executive Committee ne bannange bano. Era we tutuukidde wano olwaleero mbategeeza nti at least twamaze okuzuula obuwumbi 250 billion ze twazudde ezibadde zikukuliddwa mu bintuntu ebitagasa mu contracts ezo kubanga project yonna eya Africa Development Bank ya $1 million 288 nga ke katabalika kamu. Just imagine ku katabalika kamu kwali kukukuliddwako obuwumbi 205 bwe twazudde akwota yazo. Kakati obuwumbi 205 obwo twagala okulaba nti bugenda okukola ku nguudo. Obuwumbi 205 ebyo nga bulina okubanga tubuteeka ku nguudo endala kubanga luli zaali kilomita 69 ze zaali zigenda okukolebwa zokka ku $1 million 288 ke katabalika kamu. Kakati engeri gye twayizuddeyo 205 twetaaga kakati okulaba nti enguudo endala tuzigattako. Naye buzibu bwe twesanze nti ate zaasanze ekimbe ekyatujjira nti mumanyi mu mwezi ogwokutaano ng'ennaku z'omwezi 22 omwaka guno Mwami Yoweri Kaguta Museveni yawandiika ebbaluwa ng'agiwandiikira Prime Minister Nabbanja ng'amugamba ndagidde eno executive order yamba KCCA etandika okuwa enguudo zonna n'ebinnya okubikola SFC eba ebikola. SFC we bagiweera ebintu ebyo tebaayita mu mateeka, tewaaliwo nti oba procurement nti oba balanze, tebaba evaluating okulaba oba ba-engineer balina benkana ki, tebaba evaluating okulaba oba balina equipment yenkana ki, ebyuma. Era SFC yawe ekifaananyi nti weneetuuka mu kibuga n'etandika okufikisinga ebinnya ku statements ezaakolebwawo. Muhoozi ng'alambudde, baani balambudde ne balawo ekifaananyi nti mulinde Kampala yonna egenda kubeera construction site. Buli luguudo lwonna lwogenda okuyitako bigunduuza okuva mu meeyi lwe bajja baatuuka wano ne bagamba ebimotoka bye muzze nabyo ne bagamba mutuwe ebimotoka ne bagamba ebyaffe byafa dda ssente tewali biri mu yaadi ne bagamba kati tutandike okukanika ebyo ne bamala ebbanga nga bali mu yaadi bakanika. Kati bwe bamala okukanika ebimotoka byaffe ne batandika obikozesa ate ne bagamba kati katusooke route Mwami Yoweri Kaguta mwayita gye bayita presidential route eyita eyo okusimanya Prince Charles Drive ne bayita Nakasero eyo bwe batyo enguudo z'ejjasiba muzimanyi ezo ne bagamba katusooke tukole ekyo. Naye nga bwe bajjira akaseera ako Mwami Yoweri Kaguta Museveni yali amaze okulagira nti batwongere biliyoni 6 ku za road fund ze baali balemedde era nga tumaze ffena okumapinga ebinnya byaffe era ebinnya nga bwe bitubibalaze wano Kampala Central ng'ebirina ebinnya square meters ziri mu 8 nga Kampala Central nga balaze KCCA yali emaze okubisalaasala shape okubishapinga bibeere mu shape mbu entuufu simanyi oba kyetaagisa n'okukishapinga lwoli shape yakyo ndowooza kubanga ekinnya tukutandika kukikejjula tukishapinge bulungi kibeere ne shape esanyusa okulabako ifaanana etya. Anyway ne bagamba babishapinze tewali asphalt tuteekemu ettaka. Asphalt oyo chorus baga tusooke tuteekemu ettaka. KCCA yali etandise okuyiwaayiwamu ettaka ne bagamba kati bo bajje bayiwemu chorus ne chorus gwe bajja naye tomulaba. Kaakati twagenze okutuuka wano nga bagamba obuwumbi 6 bwaweddewo ku kilomita 8 square meters I mean 8 eza Central Division tebayinza kubulira nti bafikisinzeeko square meter bwezi. Central Division ye yali badde esooka neggwa naye tubalaze Nakawa nayo ng'erina square meters 15,000 mu 1,000 ze bagamba balina okutandikirako. Of course abaagala ne square meters ewala n'eze Lubaga tuzina n'eze Kawempe ne Makindye. Kakati bakoma okwo tuba tuli awo ne bagamba tufunyeyo ne biliyoni endala 78 ezo za kola ku nguudo olukiiko lwa Namwe lugenda okuyita. Naye ate era kye baakola amagye agesFC naki kutandika kuba abantu mu kolide eyo bakubye buli kiramu bamenye obuyumba bw'abantu ku nguudo eyo ze bagamba okukola ezo eza Namwe gwe mulimu ogusinga obunene gwe baakoze ku nguudo ezo. Kakati ne tufuna n'obuzibu obulala nti contracts zino endala nga nazo tezitambula bulungi zitambula kasoobo. Kati mbufunze ekifaananyi kye tulina nti omulimu gukyagayegaye gukyagaanye neffe bye twagala okukola bye bino. Namba emu obuwumbi 205 bwe twazudde oba bwe twali covering sitwagala bugende mu SFC era kyova olaba engineer Luyimbazi bayita wano meeting ne tugigoba nga bagamba bagenda kuzitematema balabe enguudo zinaakolebwamu baziwe SFC ezo nazo zigende. Ne tugamba nedda. Era ne tugamba bammeeya temujja mu meeting ya Luyimbazi eyo. Ne tugamba ne ba MP baali babayisaawo. Naye era Sserunjogi Emmanuel Owekawempe n'amobilizinga banne ne bajja ne bagenda. Tubagamba mwe mugende eyo. Bagende eyo mu meeting bwabwe. Ne tubagamba temujja kutemera yeyo nsimbi zaffe. Tetujja bakkiriza. Bumbi 205 tumaze obuzuula. Olwo parliament ye yalagira kuba ensonga zino twazitwala mu parliament. Neeragira nga bwe mbagambye. Omulimu tugukoze omulungi, sente tuzirika valinze, muntu yo zaffe. Luyimbazi. Sserunjogi mu mwagala okuzanyira tetuyinza bakkiriza. Ate nezo sente bazibulankanye bagire bati tetuyinza kubikkiriza. So ne tubagamba eyo meeting tejja kutuulawo. Kakati ezo nsimbi tulemeddeko. Era olw'eggulu lwa leero tugenda kutuula wano mu SEC okulaba nti ensimbi ezo tuziyisa mu makuba amatuufu zikole ku nguudo entuufu. Ekyokubiri twagala SFC etuviire mu kibuga Kampala. Omulimu gugiyinze. Era kansuubire ebirambuza mukulu Muhoozi mu kibuga bwe kitaba kubanga alaba binnyanga we biyimiridde kuba yabireka ndowooza bifundafunda kati agenda kusanga byeyongedde obugazi bw'ebiti. Katusuubire addayo n'amajeege. Katusuubire katulinde statement gy'ava nayo wano. Naye tumusaba bw'amala okulambula akwate SFC agize mu balance. Enguudo zidde mu KCC. Ekyokusatu bano bakontrakita bano abakola Gadibe nga li abakola Kasoobo. Tubalaze enguudo ezimu. Tubalaze enguudo nga Sentema. Bali Kasoobo. Ezimu tezinnatandika nako. Enguudo nga lwa Saapolo Kaggwa genda yolabe ebinnya ebiriwo. Oluguudo ng'olwa Ekiteezi. Oluguudo ng'olwa Salaama. Ezo zonna zaali badde works yatandika dda. Ne zino Portbel ennene tebannaba batandise naye butono. Ezimu tezinnatandikibwako nga Queensway ne Kasubi terunnatandikibwako. Tugamba nti abo abakyalemye okukola emirimu n'abo abakoze Gadibe nga li abakola Kasoobo tugenda kutuula mu lukiiko tuliviewinge contracts zaabwe. Feera tekijja kutulobera okugamba nti nabo bakontrakita kubanga bakontrakita betwogerako ate ebyo kampuni z'Abachina. Kampuni ezo ezatwala contracts ezo zonna kampuni z'Abachina. Era tuzina list yazo abana babazaagala. Twagala kugamba nti tugenda kukola professional evaluation ye twagala ekolebwe bwe kiba kisoboka abalemeddwa emirimu egyo contracts zisazibwemu. Ogwo omulimu nagwo twagala okugukola. Naye twagala okutegeeza buli atwekiika mu kkubo nti tetugenda muwa mwagala. Era bwe bagenda mu maaso n'ensonga za biliyoni 2.5 ezo kwe tusimbidde nakakongo okusingira ddala 2.5 neikabamala kabatanda ne bazikwata ne baziwa SFC mugenda kulira ekibukuta wano mu State Hall. Sserunjogi twagala omugamba amanye waakoma. Again is to register our concerns about the unconscionable delays. We told you initially there were 5 lots. In lot 1, many of the roads were in Rubaga division. There are strict timelines. Some construction has started, at least, on some of the roads, like Wamara Road, 4.4 kilometers, Kabega Road, Old Mubende Road, that is from Chibumbiro up to Busega Junction, Chigara Road. I think those are the only ones. But unfortunately, there are roads where civil works are yet to commence, yet the contracts were signed a long time ago. These include Mutesa 1 Road, 2 kilometers. The duration was 9 months from December. 9 months. From December 2022, 9 months. The contractors got the contract. The money is there. No work at all. This is from the audit we have conducted, the study we have conducted. Rubaga Road, Nabunya Road, Canon Apollo Kive Buraya Road. It was supposed to take only 18 months. No work at all. Bulange Junction, that was also signalization of Bulange Junction. Kayemba Road signalization, no work at all. Lot 2, yes, Old Portobello Road, Spring Road, civil works started, that is dualing and widening of the road. But the progress is very, very slow. Because you realize that as we talk right now, for Portobello Road, the contract was signed on 5th December 2022. Duration, 36 months. But right now, the progress, physical progress, as of now, is 3.1%. Spring Road is just 0.02%. Overall is 2%. You can imagine snail pace at which they are moving. Then when you go to Lot 3, there are so many roads that were supposed to be constructed under this lot. But you realize it's only one road where civil works have commenced. Soon a road, inclusive of the 2 junctions. It was to last, the time frame was, the contracted period is 12 months. Works are behind schedule. But on other roads, listen to these other roads. 8th Street, Namuongo Road. That is industrial area. 2.7 kilometers. 9 months. Go there right now. Nothing, no work done. 5th Street, 0.8 kilometers. 6 months, no work done. Sapolo Kagwa Road. Those of you who pass that side, you know what is happening. Sapolo Kagwa Road, 3.3 kilometers. 12 months, no work done. 7th Street, 1.8 kilometers, 9 months, nothing. Muzito Road, 2 kilometers, 12 months, no work done. Very, very disappointing and appalling. Lot 4, that one had been totally frozen by the Africa Development Bank, of course also with the intervention of the office of the IGG. The roads in that category, in that lot, you have Kasubi Northern Bypass Road, dualing, widening of that road, from Kasubi Junction to Namungona, to ease traffic on that, in that corridor. No work done up to now. Queen's Way, one junction to be designed during the Queen's Way, 12 months. Nothing. Go there, Queen's Way. What is happening there? Forget about the JICA project of the flyover. But the dualing, widening of Queen's Way, right from the Cloco Tower Junction up to Chibuye Junction. It is supposed to be widened. Nothing is happening. Back to Lot 2 rather, we have Gaba Road, Muyenga Road Junction, signalization. It has not been done. Finally, Lot 5, still on Lot 4, Salama Munyonyo Road, including signalization of Kulekana Junction, reconstruction and signalization. It was supposed to take 18 months. Nothing. You go there, Salama Road. There's nothing. 18 months. Chebando Ring Road 2. 1.8 kilometers, 12 months, nothing. Chisasi Road 2. 12 months, nothing. Then Lot 5, you have Mugema Road. In Lot 5, some little work has been done there. They have started. It is 18 months for designing, not actually construction. Masiro Road, designing also, nothing. Mugema Road, construction has not started. It was just about designing the road, actually. I think it's designing, yes. Sentema Road, 4.1 kilometers, 18 months. Some work is being done, at least laying some culverts there. But I want to give you the actual figures of the progress in Lot 5. Time progress. The specifics are, the contract was signed on 1st of August 2022, that is Sentema. You know how deplorable it is, the state on that road. 1st August 2022, that's when it was signed. The commencement date, 18th April 2023. Now where we stand, physical progress, 0.7%. Sentema Road. At that rate, it's likely to take us a decade to finish these roads. At that rate, with that pace, that snail pace, it may take us a whole decade to complete these roads. That is the appraisal of the progress of the case, this ADB loan. About the amount, I wanted to quote the exact finding of Parliament. The committee observed that not all roads had been pedestrian, no, blah, blah, blah. No, about the actual amount. About the finding that the amount is unconscionable. The committee recommends that the Auditor General conducts a special audit into the cost of roads in Kampala within 6 months from the date of the adoption of this report. It was adopted in June, and the auditor conducts the audit within 6 months. So we came up with a log on implementation and said, yes, how do we pursue this? And this evaluation we are presenting to you comes from the log, the action plan we adopted as a SEC, and the report that has been made. So far, the achievements made is to recover 250 billion Uganda shillings. Now this brings me to that third issue, which I said I would highlight. We have now challenges. With the management of that money. And this is now problems which was made by General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in May this year. I want to quote it verbatim, where he made a directive that now issues to do with the handling of roads in Kampala be handed over to SFC. This is the biggest challenge now we are facing. The biggest challenge we are facing right now. That directive General Kaguta Museveni made, that SFC should intervene. Actually, it came at a time when we are investigating these matters, when we had pointed out all these issues. All of a sudden, General Muhoozi visited Kampala and made a commitment that SFC is going to intervene, which was followed later with a directive from his father. And the father said, all the roads Now all these matters be handed over to SFC. We started asking, where is the money going to come from? Now, the SFC came in, following that directive. They never followed any procurement processes. They did not go through the PPDA processes, but they were included on the framework contractors. They were included on it. And management insisted that they have an executive order. And this is the executive order General Kaguta Museveni issued out on the 22nd day of May 2023. This is to direct you to cause the relevant agencies of government to allow KCCA to directly work with the SFC construction regiment to repair the famous potholes in Kampala city. The famous potholes. That is President Museveni writing to the Prime Minister Nabanja. And in turn, Nabanja issued a directive to the accounting officer to dole out all the contracts to SFC. Just like that. There were no adverts, there was no competitive bidding, no evaluation, nothing. So the SFC came in. When the SFC came in, they found that we had mapped out the potholes in Kampala, following again another directive for General Museveni to the Treasury to release at least an additional 6 billion towards our statutory transfers in the sector of road maintenance, Uganda Road Fund. And these are the potholes we had mapped out. All these ones now were handed over to SFC. This list of the potholes is for the Central Division. No, this is Nakawa. No, for the Central Division. Let me start with the Central Division. This is the list of the potholes. And these potholes, the width, the depth, the shape, the what, all of them, how they were cut. And the first assignment of SFC was to cut and shape the potholes. So we asked, how are they going to do this work? Where is their equipment? We got a shock of our life. The SFC did not come with equipment. They found our fleet had been depleted. Most of our trucks had been grounded in our yard, industrial area. Now they said we are going to repair those ones. You have come in as a rapid response to the crisis, to what Mr. Museveni called the famous potholes in Kampala. And they had to swing into action very fast. Now they started with repairing the trucks. KCCA trucks grounded. They took some time now repairing our grounded trucks. Meanwhile, the potholes were widening. Some of the potholes we had shaped them ourselves, waiting for asphalt, because we had not yet procured asphalt as KCCA. And what our engineers and the team here, the executive director and others decided to do is to procure maram. They called it first class maram, to begin filling. Now you'll see it on this list. Cutting, shaping, and filling. The potholes that had been cut and shaped, now they started filling with the maram. With a heavy downpour, all this maram was swept away, leaving the potholes gaping again. I don't have time to read all of them. But the square meters of the potholes, of each and every pothole, is here. On Wampewo Road, Yusuf Rure, Portbell Road, Bombo Road, and so on and so forth. All of them are here. This is Central Division. Those of you who want details, I have all of them. The total square meters are here. This is what I will give you for Central Division. For Central Division, the total square meters are here. 80,080 meters of all the potholes in Kampala here. They are all listed. All of them, they are here. That is Central Division. For Nakawa, they are also listed here. The total for all of them, on all roads, the total is here, is what I will read for you. The total of the meters for Nakawa, get me the totals here. Now, and all other divisions, I don't have time to go through all of them. After tinkering around with the fixing of the grounded tracks and whatnot, working on the nuts and bolts and fixing this and that, SFC now started on working what they call the presidential route. We have it in black and white. The route where M7 passes. They mapped out now the roads, the potholes where M7 passes. It said these are now the priority areas. For Nakawa, it is 5,344 square meters. These are square meters. 5,000, 3,044. Those are the square meters mapped out for Nakawa. So as we talk right now, the institution, at least SFC, could be doing well as far as the presidential route is concerned. But the rest of the potholes, just go there and see what is happening. I'm told General Muhoozi again is back to assess progress. I don't know. Progress on what? Just to examine the potholes again, their shape, their size, their depth, whether they are wider than they were at the time he was here. Is that what brings him to Kampala? So anyway, the point is, we have gotten a shock of our life that the 6 billion his father brought is now finished. It's finished. Now, when that got finished, government, again, in the month of November, you captured that for now, that money is available, 250 billion Uganda shillings. How it's going to be utilized and the challenges we are encountering, I will highlight that later. The other issue we want to report, Portobello Road, or the Portobello Road. That road alone had been put at a figure of 140 billion Uganda shillings. One road. 140 billion. Now, from all the struggles, I may not mention each and every road, we tasked management to go and reconcile all these figures following the resolution of Parliament, to reconcile all the figures, rationalize them, scale down the reservation costs, prices, those reserved prices, and all those other attendant issues they had put there, including some aspects which were not in any way tenable, like the amount they had earmarked for purchase of e-buses, eco-buses rather, not e-buses, eco-buses. Get me that figure which had been earmarked for eco-buses. And we said, no, we are not going to buy those eco, because they were not even actually going to buy them. And you said, all this money now should go towards construction of roads. That is the money now going towards Chitezi and some other roads. But now, the 250 billion finally is reported by management, specifically the deputy director, the deputy executive director, Engineer Ruyimbazi, has finally reported that we have now a residue, I don't want to call it balance or whatever, of 250 billion Uganda shillings, which was at that time, as I said, either two was part of all those other roads, part of the costs for those other roads. But now that is extra money available, 250 billion Uganda shillings. I will speak about the utilization of the same and the challenges associated with it in my last segment of this address. A sum of 78 billion, and a boost of 78 billion, which the Executive Director, Madam Chisaka, announced to the public that, look, we have received in our coffers another sum of 78 billion. Which money now they said is going to construct 30 kilometers. No, not 30 kilometers. It's going to construct what they called NAM roads. Non-aligned movement conference roads. The first stretch is the presidential route. Now the next one, NAM, because we're expecting visitors in January. And part of this money, they said, is going to handle arteries, vital arteries such as Mukwano, Press House, Gaba, Cape Salama, Mubutu, Prince Badi Lukakunguru, UCB Rise, Seriso, and Tank Hill Muyenga. That one notable aspect of the plan is the collaboration with the UPDF Engineering Brigade, who will be supporting KCCA's engineering teams to repair roads and eliminate potholes. In addition to road maintenance, the city will see the installation of street lights along 30 kilometers of roads. Furthermore, illegal structures that have hindered the city's aesthetic appeal will be removed, and an intensified rescue operation for street children will be put in action. These measures, along with the plans to improve Busega market and encourage street vendor, blah, blah, and so on and so forth. It's very unfortunate when this money was brought, the 70-80 billion, again, the way it was appropriated, very, very unrealistic. For the roads, you can go there yourself and see what is happening. NAM is just around the corner. But all that they are doing is unleashing terror against the people along those corridors. No lights have been installed along the 30 kilometers. No, they are just breaking kiosks, beating up people there in Machindi, just causing mayhem there, nothing else, in the name of constructing NAM roads. Instead of fixing the problem of roads in Kampala, because you're not about waiting for NAM to come, unleashing violence, brutality against these unfortunate people, that you are preparing the road infrastructure for the visitors who are coming to attend the NAM. We condemn what is happening there because it's not intended to improve on our infrastructure, which should be our major focus right now. Now, SFC, we learned also got 2 billion directly. Now, this time around, not from KCC, from wherever we don't know. But we got reports that they got, and this is what they said. The Special Forces Command Construction Regiment said they will deliver quality work in record time as they carry out maintenance works on Kampala roads. They said we are about 35% of the scope in these 2 weeks. And in terms of areas, we are more than 40% in the Kampala Central. We are promising a cost-effective, efficient, and quality work in record time. Lieutenant Engineer Chikomeko Chigongo, the assistant project manager, told whoever was listening to him. Now, this Lieutenant Engineer Chikomeko Chigongo has never been to KCCA here. He doesn't actually what is happening. He doesn't know what is happening here. We don't know him for us. We don't know him. We have not interfaced with him. But he's busy roaming around that they are fixing potholes. Very, very absurd. Now, related to that, and this is what I wanted to highlight, we make our final statement on this. The final one now. Related to that, I talked about the 2.5 billion. The challenges we are faced, which we recovered. Okay, they have spent their 2 billion, they have spent the 6 billion, and they have spent the amount which are not classified, which have not been declassified now. They have now descended on the 2.5 billion, which we have recovered. Yes? The 250 billion. Yes. And now, this has caused some tremors within the institution. This is what I want to tell you. On 15th of November, today is 27th. Yes, on 15th, I have a letter here. Invitation for urgent consultative meeting on the additional roads, and this is signed by the Executive Director, Kisaka, writing to all area members of Parliament. Are we together, members of the press? Area members of Parliament, all division mayors. The Executive Director writing now, inviting mayors, inviting members of Parliament. That this is to invite you for an urgent meeting, consultative meeting, on Friday 17th. The purpose of the meeting is to consult with you on the proposed additional roads and drainage improvement needs for consideration under KCRRP. That is the ADB money, the additional roads. And this meeting was followed up with another communication from the Deputy Executive Director, Engineer Ruimbaz. Now they had called the MPs to sit here with the mayors as technical people to start now appropriating this money and hand it over to SFC. The money we recovered, the 250 billion, we recovered from those unconscionable costs, inflated costs of KCRRP, that is ADB loan of 1 trillion Uganda shillings, $288 million. They said now, the mayors, the MPs, come, we sit and appropriate this money. We identify roads, new roads, to be constructed out of this money, with the contracts to be handed over to SFC. We have said no. This money should not go to the SFC. We told off the MPs. We told off even our chairperson. You ask him, the Honorable Balimwezo, the Roads Committee, the chairperson of the Roads Committee. We have had engagements with him. And we told him, even if it means disbanding the Roads Committee, we are going to do so. If they dare hand over the 250 billion, we have recovered this through our sweat to SFC to be squandered again. When the city is rotting away, we have told Balimwezo, we have talked to the Honorable Kawalia, we have told all the mayors. Actually, we had stopped them from attending that meeting. It's unfortunate. Mayor Serunjoji, who claims to be the chairman of the mayors, came here. We chased them away from here. They were going to meet here at the road mayors, but we chased them away. They went and sat in Rimba's office there. You ask, I asked Serunjoji, the mayor Serunjoji, who claims to be the chairman of the mayors. You yourself, You are hiding somewhere that you are appropriating. Which mandate do you have? Which powers do you have? This is the prerogative of the State Executive Committee. When we are struggling to recover this money, those very mayors, the Serun judges, were fighting us. They were busy fighting us. Now we have recovered the money. We want to appropriate it towards good. We want it to go towards the reconstruction of roads which are bad off, roads which are rotting away. Now they want to give it to SFC. We have said no. We are telling you this. This time around we are determined. If they go ahead and give this 250 billion to the SFC, you are going to see fire here at State Hall. Enough is enough. The 6 billion is gone. The one Museveni directed that should come and construct the potholes, it is finished. No accountability. Now we struggle and recover the 250 billion. The mayor Serun judges are sitting with the engineer Ruimbaz. The meeting was presided over by engineer Ruimbaz. He's the one who chaired it. You ask him. They sat and started now. How do we, which road, how much do we put there? Just casually like that. Can you imagine? Is that how things are done? Casually like that. No procurement, no, nothing. They just sat. When the state is rotting away, I told Serun George we shall declare him a persona non grata here. If he comes here to crack a deals, we shall chase him away and he stays in Kawepe, never to step here. If he comes back into those calendar-style meetings with the Ruimbaz, we shall flush him out. We shall flush him out. We have told the Honorable Balimwezu, if they go ahead as roads committee and sit there, because temporarily we have withdrawn. I've been sitting on that roads committee together with my minister here. We have temporarily, we have told Balimwezu, we have temporarily withdrawn from the roads committee because of this money, the 250 billion. Unless they account for it, and we agree to transparently appropriate it towards the construction of roads which are in a dire state. That's what we want to do. Short of that, we shall pull out of the contracts committee and take them head on. The roads committee, we shall pull out of the roads committee, which is chaired by the Honorable Balimwezu, and take them head on. That's what we intend to do. Finally, from our assessment, the SFC has no capacity to fix potholes in Kampala. They have no capacity. They have no equipment. They have no expertise. Even this engineer, Chikomeko, whoever, he's all alone. We don't know how many engineers they have here. They are just in a frolic around. Just hoodwinking Ugandans. Put SFC, Muhoozi, tebalina equipment. Newe twogerera olwaleero bwe baatuuka wano bagamba bagenda kukanika bimotoka byaffe bye baba bakozesa biri mu yaadi. Nze ne singa mubadde n'obudde nali batuteyo mu yaadi. Mugende mubalabe ne batandise okubaako we balimbalimba nti bakola. Balina bimotoka bya KCCA. Regiment unit mwami Yoweri Museveni gye yayogerako mu bbaluwa. UPDF regiment engineering unit. Unit kye yetalina equipment. Kambabulire singa balina equipment. Walirabye kino ekibuga kyali badde ng'ekiguddeko mu Sisi. Ekyali badde kiyuguma. Nga buli luguudo luliko ogumotoka. Singa ly'essuubi eryo bwe baawa bwe kiri ekibuga kino mwali badde. Naye bagenda ne bagamba bannange mwewale tugenda kusiba enguudo tugenda kuba tuzikola mujja kutaataaganyizibwako ze baasiba genda olabe Ssentema Road baalusiba naye bali wali bagira bati n'enguudo ze baasiba olaba traffic jam ono ali mu kibuga basibye enguudo netiri mulimu gigenda mu maaso traffic jam ono gwe mulaba atawaanya abantu enguudo nyingi nnyo bazisibye okuba udisa nti bakola naye tuwali kigenda kuvaayo era kinakukunukayo nga bulaba kano kakafulayo ova bakasibye emyaka 7 myaka 7 nikagenza okuvaayo obuntu takumbuwetoloola ani agenda okwetoloola waggulu bwati obadde olowooza nti oba kye bazimba eyo munda ekiri eyo mbabuulira abantu bakola enguudo. Kenya wano yakola overpass yaayo, that expressway yonna eri waggulu okuva ku kisaawe Entebbe Nairobi, okuva ku kisaawe Entebbe paka eri girigi simanya girigi nga luguudo luwanvu luti ne balukola mu record time